What's going on, YouTube? Back at you with another video. It's your boy JJ here. Last time we explored Route 220 and 221, and in today's episode we're going to be exploring Iron Islands. Now, I wanted to also include the Fuego Ironworks, however that recording actually got messed up and I can't really go back and record that. Thankfully, I didn't really miss too much. There's only 3 trainers in there, and I only got about 1 level in that area for most of the team, for Gabai at least. The only important item I would recommend getting in there is a TM for Flamethrower, which you can get by solving a rather simple sliding tile puzzle. I also visited the top section of Floroma Meadow, but that area is rather barren, and it's a great area to explore using the dowsing machine. The only worthwhile item I'd recommend getting in that area is the Miracle Seed, which is down here. These are some of the items I got while in the Fuego Ironworks. And over here, if I can find it, I also got the team for Thunderbolt as well, which is in the Valley Windworks by surfing up to the north of it. But that's essentially all we really did for the Fuego Ironworks. And while I do apologize again for not being able to record it properly. It's a matter of just my really crappy laptop, and I apologize. I really do not have anything better to record with. I'll make an effort to make sure none of this happens again, because this is like the 3rd or 4th time this has happened throughout the series. But I'll do what I can to make sure it doesn't happen again, especially for more high-profile Let's Plays. But let's continue on here. For Iron Island, we have our first trainer battle with Camper Lawrence and his Luxio. While I'm doing this battle, though, I do want to talk about what's going on for the future. I've already mentioned a few times about Legends Arceus and how I want to play that next after beating the main story of this game. But looking forward from within this game itself, I don't think I'll be able to actually get most of my team to level 44. However, that's my target for the next gym. I don't want to rely too heavily on my main team, and by that I mean the 4 that are already in their 40s. I want to try using Munchlax, who will hopefully evolve at some point soon, but it really depends on when he evolves. Typically, being a friendship evolution, I don't think the time of day really matters to evolve Munchlax. If it is daytime, I'm kind of boned, because it's nighttime as I'm recording this, or close to nighttime. But whatever happens, it is what it is. If I have to change the time, it's fine. But there's the first trainer down, and now we can continue. And while I'm here, actually, I'm going to save really quickly just so I don't lose any data. I know I already I couldn't record the Valley Windworks, but if I have to do another recording all over again just because my laptop wants to freeze on me again, I don't want to deal with that, because that's what happened the last time I tried recording this. Here we have an Iron Ball. The Iron Ball is an item you would normally use for the move Fling, and that move is a Dark type move that uses your held item to do damage. You use up your held item, and it also depends on the weight and the power of the item itself. It's a weird move, but whatever your hold item is determines the power and effect of the attack. And with the Iron Ball, it will deal the most damage. However, using it normally causes you to move last, so you gotta be wary of that. To the right little cavern over here, there's a Super Repel to make up for the one we lost, or the one we used. And this trainer down here. I remember her having a Raichu, and I think she does have one, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Excuse me. Just Aravia first. course, the Intimidate drop. If she does end up having a Raichu, I think we're still going to be fine. We get to Oko it anyway. But it's just the static is going to be annoying to deal with. Experience for Kazam again. Wants to learn the move Psyshock, which could be a really decent move. I'm going to use him for... I'm not going to use that because I'm on my party, don't get me wrong. But in case I don't want to level up the rest of my team any further, I can rely on Alakazam to pick up the slack. She's a Cherrim in this game. I don't know why I remember her with a Raichu. Probably misremembering again. But should go down easily. Get some of that more sweet XP. Leveling up to level 28. Gibble, or Gabite now, has caught up, not caught up completely, but fairly quickly. And if we go up here, nothing. There's not a hidden item, but there's an item up there in Platinum. Which is why I'm always comparing the two, because there's always some stuff in Platinum that's not in Diamond and Pearl, or vice versa. And having to constantly think between the two gets to be a bit annoying. Up here, down the elevator, there's a TM23 Iron Tail. Iron Tail is if you, as you've seen with some of the Steelix and Onyx from the past battles, is a Steel type attack that has good power, but rather low accuracy, about 75. So it's strong, but it's a bit risky to use. I picked up an Iron. I'm going to give that right to Munchlax. And see what these trainers have here for us now. One other thing I do want to mention about this place as well is that this is the one of the two locations in this game where you can find wild Steelix. The other location we won't be seeing for quite a while. So if you do want to end up using a Steelix but you don't have anybody to trade your Onyx with, you can just find one here. Should live the attack. Just don't use a ground type move. Probably gonna have Bulldoze or Earthquake, just watch. Bulldoze. Knew it. Infernape is not a tanky Pokemon too, so even though we're quite a ways above it, it still does so much damage. And if we use close combat and had sturdy, we definitely would have taken more damage. Got some more experience. And Infernape reaches level 45. And we're good. Just gonna heal off some of this damage here. And move on to the next one. The working class hero says hi. It's always some of those little bits of dialogue that just make me laugh. Honest, probably going to use Bulldoze again. Will he use Bulldoze? Does it even have it? Probably does. Sand Tomb. But it misses, thank goodness. And I'm assuming next up he has a Steelix or another Onyx. Bit more experience. Graveler, no. Huh. Would have figured he had a same family. That doesn't mean he's going to use Bulldog on this one too. Never mind, we just Oko it. The working class hero waves by. Hello, goodbye. And that's actually it for this room. Got a max ether. And I think there's one hidden item around here somewhere. Never mind. Always proving me wrong. Why you do this? If we go down here, though, just like Mira and Cheryl before, we have another trainer that wants to join us. And his name is Riley. Riley is probably the most famous of these tag trainers here, probably because of two reasons. One is his Pokemon of choice, and the second is that he bears a striking resemblance to one of the characters in the Lucario Pokemon movie, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. And as you can tell, what he sends it out, his Pokemon is Lucario. Lucario has moves like, this one specifically has moves like Metal Claw and Force Palm, so he can cover his own weaknesses, but I don't know what he's going to use to what this one has now. What is it going to do? Force Palm, so it's probably the same kind that I saw. It's probably the same one as in Diamond and Pearl. The only difference is I don't know if it has Bone Rush anymore, because it also knows that in the old games, but it's probably been changed. Machoke. One thing a lot of these trainers that you battle here is one thing that they have is that they have a lot of fighting types, ground types, and attacks that will target Lucario. And Lucario is not exactly the bulkiest thing in the world, so even though it can do damage, it can go down fairly easily if you're not careful. What do you have next? Onyx. Even though some of these trainers have moves and Pokemon that can take down Lucario rather easily, they really can't take out Lucario dishes, so it's kind of give and take. You won't really have any issues with the trainers until like the last two battles, and even then, they're not too difficult either. Almost level 29 or 30. And a Golbat. Should go down fairly quickly. Yep, that power-up punch is just too good, man. Level 29. And that's the first battle down. One thing you might notice about these, well, one thing about these trainers as well, is that a lot of them either have a lot of Pokemon or are higher level than the other tag trainers. And just like before, no matter what kind of damage you take, or even if your whole team faints, Riley will still heal you up. But if your whole team somehow faints, Riley is left on his own, and he only has Lucario. So if you both lose, you're done. I think we'll be fine though. This place is not too difficult either. Medicham and Krogunk. I'm pretty sure in the old games that Krogunk was evolved into a Toxicroak, even with this being right before we actually fight a Krogunk user too, or Toxicroak user. Level 32. Medicham gets Psybeam in this game? Okay. That's probably what they used to replace Hidden Power, I'm guessing. Either Hidden Power, Meditate, if that's still a move. It should be, though. But yeah, anyway, they gave it Psybeam, which is not a bad move. Those two are probably one of the trainers that give better experience in the old games, because they both used fully evolved Pokemon. I know I did not use a Repel, and I have plenty more, But I'm gonna hold off on that because I do want to show off that you can find wild Steelix here, or you should be able to. I don't know if I will, but I just want to show that they're here, or they might be here. There's a magnet which powers up electric type attacks. It's good for Electabuzz, but I'm not using Electabuzz like I said. There we go, wild Steelix. They should give out decent experience too, but I'll skip on it for now. Not really too desperate for experience. Once Munchlax evolves, I'll definitely be having him in the front for the time being, because it'll be easier for him to catch up, and he'll probably have better moves as well. There we can find an Iron Plate, powers up Steel-type attacks. If the wild encounters end up being that annoying, I will use a repel again. And why does Steelix look so much smaller than this Onyx? That is cursed. Get me out of here. I don't want to do any cursed content right now. Now those two Ace Trainers lead to the way out, but I'm gonna hold off on that until we beat everybody else, which is I think only like 1 or 2 more people. Might just be those workers, I think. And that's actually all the encounters here: Golbat, Graveler, Onyx, and Steelix. From what I remember, there's no other Pokemon you can encounter here. It's a really limited selection, especially with 3 of the most common cave encounters. But it's nothing really too bad because they are fairly high level. They give decent experience. But it would make more sense if there was more Steel types in Sinnoh, that they would be here. Yeah, at least it's a Bronzor or something. In Platinum, actually, if you've unlocked the event Regigigas and have unlocked the chambers for the Veggies, you'd actually be able to find Registeel here. Of course, that's not a special event, only in Platinum. Moving right ahead, we have what I'm pretty sure is the last double battle before those 2 Ace Trainers. Geodude and Onyx. I think I'll take down the Geodude. Should be less of a threat. And the Geodude being probably in its 30s by 27. I'm gonna say if it was in its 30s by now, it should have Earthquake, which could be a really dangerous move. And thankfully, sturdy. Good paralysis. And thank you for not targeting me. It's a crit too. Lucario getting hit by a critical super effective hit is not good at all, but it's better than us getting hit. Onyx number 2 is paralyzed, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. And we get another attack boost as well. And down you go. Infernus level 46. Ugh. If I was this level playing the Gen 4 games, I would have looked at myself and think I was crazy. And last is a Graveler. Oh, that's it. It's Hismon, okay. I'll target the Graveler then, because it's still the bigger threat. And another crit. The crit chance is just crazy in this game. With Infection, I mean. I have not seen crits this often since playing with an Electrode in Gen 1. Let's learn Sticky Web. Great move, and since Maestro's not on the team anymore, I'll get rid of Sing. Another paralysis too. This is just not their day. This Mach Punch should be more than enough to finish it off. And if not, Riley has it, but it was enough. Level on Munchlax. Now please let this be enough for him to evolve. Wants to learn Metronome. It's more of a gamble than Fissure is, but I kinda want to run with it. If I regret it later on, I can always bring those moves back with hard skills. And that's done. Yes, thank goodness, finally. Munchlax is evolving. Lax. My first Sinnoh Snorlax. Look at him sitting down. This man went from laying down, to sitting up, to standing up, to running, back to being on his ass again. Wants to learn High Horsepower. Really solid ground type attack, and more reliable than Fissure ever will be. So I think it's time I get rid of Fissure. And with that, I think it's time to put Snorlax up in the front, and put Infernape back into the PC. I guess I'll put Curly up here. I had Curly on the party earlier in the game, so why not? Who did I put in the PC? Because it was definitely not who I wanted. Right, okay, so it was. Sorry, seeing the Poketch in the corner, it kind of messed me up. I thought Infernape was still on the team. But we're good. Okay, I think it is time to put the repels back on. Can I really not get away? I know Snorlax is slow, but jeez. And boom. And that did nothing to us. Even though Snorlax does not resist it, it still didn't really do that much. And some free XP for Gabite. And we get away. I did not mean to run, I actually meant to use High Horsepower again, but it is what it is. Speaking of which, is going to bother me, so let me just move this around. Okay. And let's move forward. Now, as you can see, there's some Team Galactic runs right there. They're probably up to no good. But first, looks like we have to battle those two Ace Trainers. And we're going to do it with our newly evolved Snorlax. Riley, you good? I saw that. The AI in this game is a little bit wonky too. But, okay. So these two Ace Trainers right here are probably going to be the toughest battle you're going to face here. From what I remember, they had some pretty strong Pokemon. Level-wise, I should be just fine. But they can do a lot of damage to Riley really easily. I'm probably risking a lot here, but I'll try Metronome first turn. Going for Screech. Okay, Force Palm, Metal Claw, Screech. Expected that. And Tailwind. So they're going to be moving a lot faster now. Ingrain. So we can't switch out anymore, which is a pain, but we're getting HP back every turn, so that it compensates for it. Well, give her to Pelipper. Stockpile. So this Pelipper is now going to be faster and bulky too. Bulkier than it normally is, at least. Thankfully, Ponytail's gone, so Riley can save himself. No paralysis, though. Riley, because he's the only one that can actually hit that Haunter. But aside from Metronome. What are you gonna do now? Air Slash? On me, okay. I can handle that. Just don't flinch. Okay, good. Now don't hit me. Dang. Ah, crap. Well, down goes Lucario. I don't know what that Haunter can do to me now. It's been using Shadow Punch, but it's just a matter of what this other trainer does and what they have. Tailwind petered out. Sudowoodo. Okay, that's fine. It might have low kick though, so again, it has to go first. Sucker Punch. It's fine. Payback. So he can still hit us, but we can't hit him. Not for much damage though, thankfully. Great damage. It's 95% accuracy, so I'm not even going to risk the miss. Mean Look does not even matter at all, since I couldn't run away anyway. And what's your last Pokemon if you have one? Don't have one. Well, we have no other option but to use Metronome. Haunter has Levitate, so high horsepower wouldn't even work. If it was a Gengar, it would work, but no such luck here. We just gotta pray for something good. Thankfully, even though Snorlax can faint now because of the Happiness evolution, I didn't even want to risk it. And Psyshock was the perfect move here. Amazing. 10 out of 10 Haunter. I mean, Haunter. 10 out of 10 Snorlax. That's why he's the GOAT. And last Pokemon, Floatzel. Thankfully we can touch this. While it should be doing low damage to us. That was a crit. Still confused though. Don't even matter. And we get an Oko. Wants to learn Discharge, that's whatever. Not bothering with this thing. Curly gains a level. Life 2 is a healing move, but it doesn't need to be healed. You're not on the main party anyway. And that's it. Probably the most difficult double battle of this area done. And finally, these Team Galactic Grunts. Funnily enough, you can actually, because this area is optional, you can just flat out skip this whole place and come back even after the main story. So even if when Team Galactic is disbanded, these two guys will still be here. Riley can probably take out that Zubat easily. I mean, the Glameow easily, so I'll take on the Zubat. Yeah, these grunts are a huge step down from those two ace trainers, which I can kind of expect, but this is one of those times where I prefer Platinum because their teams are a lot more threatening. Even if they're still weak, like stuff like Houndour, and even when they still have Glameow and Stunky, they at least add more Crogunks, uh, Houndour, like I mentioned, Evolved Golbat, Bronzor. There's a much wider variety in Platinum. I mean, thankfully this one has a Krogunk here, but... And there's Zubat. And I'm guessing his next Pokemon is going to be Golbat. And this... The only issue with this battle in Diamond and Pearl is that the Krogunk used to know Mud Bomb, which can heavily damage Lucario and lower his accuracy. So that was the only difficulty back then, but now, since that's not an attack in this game, what can Krogunk really do? And I was right, it's Golbat. Why would you target the Golbat? That's the one issue I have with the AI in these games. They make the really dumb choices. Now, both of us are taunted, but it doesn't matter since I wasn't going to really do anything but side attack anyway. But, hey, we got at least one of the grunts down. The bike gained a level. And Riley has this one, so we're going to Amnesia for the next poke. And I forgot I can't do that. Can I Metronome? I cannot. Whatever. Sucker Punch on me because Body Slam's gonna fail because there's no target. I keep saying because there's only so much I can really say here. And last up is Stunky, which I have a high horsepower for. I didn't even need high horsepower. That's nice. And we are done. Want to start Psychic? Sure, I'll get rid of Confusion. Psycho Cut is objectively worse for Alakazam since it has an attack of 45. But I don't need Confusion and Psybeam and Psychic all on the same moveset. And even then, I'm not even using Alakazam. But with Team Galactic beaten, they're gonna flee. And Riley will give us a Pokemon egg. This egg is the egg for Riolu, which we have actually seen earlier, and Riolu itself evolves into Lucario. But that's it for Iron Island. We're actually all done here. This elevator down here will take us to a separate area, which leads to the exit. And with one last item over here. Turn off the repel because I don't really need it right now. A shiny stone. This shiny stone is actually very important because it is the only item that can evolve Roselia into Roserade. So now we can actually fully evolve Rosemary. And I'll probably be doing that when I get the rest of the team all together again. And that should actually be in the next episode. Now, I don't think there's anything over here. Nah, probably just being crazy again. But with all that said and done, we're ready to head out. You can talk to the sailor to get back to Canleaf City, but we have Fly, and we have no other destination but our main objective here on Lake Valor. So we're going to fly over to Pastoria since it's the closest. And I'm just going to get my party all together again. Sorry for I want to say boring stuff right now, but we did do a fair bit of stuff today. Munchlax finally evolved into Snorlax, got a bit more experience on Volvagia here, and the whole team is pretty much ready for what's to come next. So next time on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, we'll be heading over to Lake Valor to see what's going on over there. See you guys then.